This is the inside of a healthy human intestine. Trillions of microscopic organisms live here, forming a complex biological coastline across the digestive tract. These microbes function as a coordinated lighthouse network, sending out continuous chemical signals that regulate your daily metabolism and the responsiveness of your immune system. This network is disrupted by poor dietary habits, processed foods, and the use of antibiotics, which physically strip these helpful microbes from their positions along the intestinal wall. When beneficial bacteria decline and harmful pathobionts multiply, the gut enters an imbalance called dysbiosis. This condition acts like a thick layer of grime, dimming the vital signals the body relies on for health. Dysbiosis degrades the protective mucosal barrier, causing physical structures called tight junctions to fracture. These microfractures allow harmful pathobionts to slip through. Once in the bloodstream, these toxins trigger chronic, systemic inflammation, causing persistent fatigue and metabolic sluggishness. Reversing this biological collapse requires a targeted symbiotic restoration crew like RychBiome Indus to actively re-engineer the environment. Restoring whole-body wellness depends on solving this architectural problem. We must physically rebuild the intestinal barrier from the inside out to stop systemic inflammation. The restoration begins by mixing the sachet with water to prehydrate the 50 billion dormant bacteria, waking the biological machinery before ingestion. Once activated, these microorganisms are prepared to enter the body and journey toward the lower gut. The first obstacle is the stomach, a highly corrosive environment filled with gastric acid dissolving foreign bacteria. The formulation relies on a vanguard strain called Bacillus coagulans to navigate this environment. This strain utilizes a specific survival mechanism, forming a rugged spore layer that protects its DNA as it travels through the deadly gastric acid. Accompanying this vanguard is the probiotic yeast Saccharomyces boulardii. This yeast acts as a defensive shield, clearing out harmful toxins and protecting the local flora from the effects of antibiotics during the transit. These survival and shielding mechanisms ensure the biological payload reaches the intestines intact, where it can begin executing structural repairs. After exiting the stomach, the surviving payload enters the expansive environment of the small intestine. The repair specialist, Lactobacillus paracasei, deploys immediately to address the damaged wall. This bacterium physically interacts with the intestinal lining, binding to the fractured tight junctions and pulling the cellular walls back together. Sealing these leaks stops toxins from escaping into the blood, allowing neighboring immune cells to receive positive signals to end the inflammatory response. A second specialist, Lactobacillus helveticus, begins the next phase of reinforcement. This strain lays down a fresh mucosal lining directly over the newly repaired junctions. This layer acts as a soothing blanket, neutralizing localized gut irritation and protecting the tissue from further damage. These two strains secure the structural perimeter of the gut, creating a stable environment where normal digestion can finally resume. With the intestinal wall secured, the system shifts its focus to the efficient extraction of nutrients from daily meals. Lactobacillus casei serves as a primary digestive assistant in this phase. Observe as the bacteria release specialized enzymes. These molecules strike large food particles, shattering them into smaller pieces the body can use for energy. To prevent pathobionts from returning, the strain Lactobacillus brevis modulates the environment. It produces protective organic acids that actively alter and balance the pH level of the gut. This pH shift creates a local environment that is too acidic for harmful microbes to survive or colonize. Finally, Lactobacillus rheumatoidea addresses the physical comfort of the digestive tract. It regulates gas production inside the intestines to stop the expansion that causes painful bloating and flatulence. This trio of strains ensures that the body extracts maximum nutrition while remaining free from digestive discomfort. To fuel these operations, the formulation includes 50 milligrams of fructooligosaccharides, or FOS. FOS is an indigestible plant fiber that bypasses human digestion to reach the lower gut intact. This selective organic fertilizer feeds only these 7 probiotic strains, multiplying them rapidly. They then produce short-chain fatty acids that absorb through the wall, supporting metabolic health. Supplying high-grade prebiotic fuel alongside active probiotic strains creates a self-sustaining biological engine that accelerates the restoration of the microbiome. The ultimate result of this targeted restoration is an intestinal barrier that is now structurally secure and operating flawlessly. Maintaining this environment with a daily synbiotic habit ensures a diverse and stable microbiome, which is the foundation of long-term wellness. These biological signals and short-chain fatty acids travel directly from the gut to the brain through the bloodstream. A thriving microbiome synthesizes the neurotransmitters that dictate your daily mental clarity, your emotional resilience, and overall physical energy levels. By accurately rebuilding your biological barriers and feeding the native ecosystem, you prevent dysbiosis from returning and stabilize the core systems that drive your physical health and immunity.